Welcome to Real Reviews. This week we got a sci-fi edition. Original sci-fi doesn't come out too often these days. So when it comes up, we're always like, ooh, the nerd in us, to get a little excited.
Yeah.
So we reviewed Annihilation starring Natalie Portman.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I was excited because I thought if this was going to be anything like
Arrival,
we were in for a treat.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the first 3/4 of the movie was a slam dunk. Oh, she was a home run. And then they get to the lighthouse.
Oh yeah, that was...
Game over.
See, when I was watching it, it's hard to explain the story. We'll just say this: a meteor crashes on Earth by the lighthouse, and 3 years later you find out Natalie Portman's character comes into this research facility, and they said it's expanded, and it's going to keep expanding through this big wall that's called the Shimmer, and anybody who goes into the Shimmer, anybody they sent in the past 3 years, doesn't come out. One person has come out, but now they're going to send in non-military 4 female scientists, basically.
Yeah.
They're going into the Shimmer. They got to get to the central point, the lighthouse, see what is going on, and try to get out. Sounds cool, right? They encounter some beasts along the way. The problem was it's a very... I'll call it a slow burn movie. Like you can kind of see there's no like, it kind of just goes up and up this to the climax. Then the climax, instead of a slow burn, a bang, you get a little fizzle.
You know, I remember like looking over at you kind of like not even halfway through, because I was like, man, I wonder if Kurt's feeling this movie as much as I was. So there were definite things that kind of brought you out of the movie that kind of made you think, like, I didn't really like that, or, you know, why did they do that? But you get to this one scene in the movie with this bear.
Any encounter with an animal in this movie was the best part of the movie.
Let me tell you, I looked at Kurt, we walked out, and I was like, the Revenant bear has nothing on this bear. Like, this bear was so scary.
It was actually in the trailer behind it, and I took it out, and I'm like, that might be a little too freaky for some people.
Oh, man, like, I stopped breathing. Like, I was like... the bear scene ended and I was like, oh, like just a big exhale. And like that bear reminded me out of something like Resident Evil, the video games, like when they used to scare me. But man, like, and then like I said, they get to the lighthouse and that's where it goes 2001 Space Odyssey on you. Like it is
like beyond crazy, but I wish there was more of a twist or some mystery to it, because they kind of, as they're going through, they get like little clues, and I felt like I figured it out before the scientists were figuring it out. You know, I'm sitting there and they're like, well, this is what this, and I'm like, okay, this makes sense because this animal looked like this and this plant looked like that. I'm like, okay. And it's like, then I spent another 45 minutes of like waiting for them to figure it out too. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be some greater mystery that I'm missing here then. And then it gets to the end of the lighthouse. I'm like, well, not really. It's just like a big old mind messer upper, like trying to make you think. And I was like, oh, I didn't like the ending.
It's cool because throughout the movie, like me and you started picking up like just little subtle things, like tattoos and things like that. You're like, hey, what's going on here? What's going on here? So then you're watching for it. And you do get that explanation. Up until that point, like everything's so very cool, and then like you said, or like I said, the lighthouse just absolutely ruins this movie. And so Natalie Portman gets there, and obviously things are kind of wrapping up. No, for me, it was just so over the top. The music was just so loud that the theater like speakers just couldn't handle it. It just sounded like gritty bass at a point where I was like, oh my God, like stop. So it really just absolutely ruined the movie for me, the ending.
I felt as though the questions that I wanted answers to didn't really get answers. And then I felt like I figured out for the most part what was going on before they did. So by the end, when I was hoping for this like grand reveal of what's going on, I was left with like dumbfounded, like, well, we kind of knew that, and the way he did it was like way out there. So I was really disappointed in this movie, actually. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah, oh man. If the lighthouse scene like would have wrapped up a different way, this easily would have been an 8.5 for me. But it ruins the movie completely. I don't think I would ever watch it again.
I don't think so either.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
4.5.
Get out of here.
Sci-fi fan. People are praising it, but I don't get it. I honestly don't. I didn't see the appeal of it, but whatever. If you're not a sci-fi fan, don't go see this because
go.
I want you to be like, sci-fi is stupid, because
Yeah.
Annihilation was stupid. So don't go
But
see
Arrival was
Annihilation.
so awesome.
But Arrival was so awesome. Look for that one on Netflix. And look for us on Facebook. You can like our page. You can like the review of Annihilation. Leave a comment. We would honestly want to know what you thought about this movie as well. And if you do any one of those things, you're going to win a gift certificate to Perkins Restaurant and Bakery. And next week, we're back with Jennifer Lawrence's new movie, hopefully better than Mother, Red Sparrow. That means she's an assassin. That's what that is.